fair gain in money terms around 178 million in Korean side. And if we add the improvement in consumer perception for imports in automotive sector, the welfare gain might be somewhat less in Korean side, around 160 million, because by the change, the import source might be somewhat diversified. And however, the U.S. side might experience somewhat loss in welfare, and that might be mostly caused by trade diversion. And the welfare reduction might be around 20 million for tariff reduction only, and somewhat large for consumer perception improvement. And if we summarize and give some, find some implications, I should emphasize that the simulation result might be considered as a reference, because the G20 model has only replicating some base year import and export or production or consumption structure. So if we have some different structure by changes in any reasons, the result might be quite different from what we saw in previous slides. And it also heavily depends on some behavioral parameters, what we saw as the elasticity of substitution in between imports and domestic automobiles. That's assumed, as I mentioned, around 2.8. So if the parameters change it, the result might be changed quite significantly. So this the result we saw might be considered as a reference. And in addition to that, we need to observe our economy as a whole, not just separating some industrial sector. That's what we have in mind. Another talking point might be the trade liberalization or increasing trade volume might not be sufficient for some industrial sector to gain from trade expansion. So comparative advantage might be accompanied by trade liberalization to gain from trade expansion, because resources can be reallocated from the changes such as tariff reduction and some changes in consumer perception changes. So I would emphasize some comparative advantage or some changes in structures to gain from trade expansion. And we also need to emphasize some market responsiveness from the manufacturer side, because some says that the Korean market in automotive import might be changed because the import share in Korean automotive market is so low. But we need to check that some imported automobiles are not appropriate or suitable to Korean consumers' taste. So as as it was mentioned in our previous presentation, the localization or some responsiveness to market situation might be important to gain some competitiveness in specific market. And I would want to emphasize not only competition, but cooperation will be important, because between Korean and U.S. Automobile manufacturer, there might be we can find a very complementary role or relationship between the two. For example, in terms of R&D, research and development for next generation automobiles, like eco-friendly automobiles or energy efficient automobiles, there might be a very good point to cooperate between the two side manufacturers. And the last point might be that in the statistical tables I suggested in the paper, Korea's import market for automobiles is growing fast recently, and they are accompanied by some structural changes. I mean, it was previously very high-end import dominated in Korea's import market, but recently it has changed rapidly to some, I would say, some reasonably priced ordinary cars. So there might be a good chance for the U.S. automobiles to gain or recover its share in Korea's market. That's what I want to mention, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Nam. Appreciate your presentation. The full paper is available to you, both online and in hard copy. What we'd like to do now is unfortunately take the screen up, is to move to our discussants. We're going to start first with Dr. Meyer. Dr. Meyer is the Deputy Director for International and Government Affairs at the UAW. He's a professional economist with extensive experience in corporate financial research, organizing collective bargaining, national and international strategic campaigns, public policy analysis, energy, trade, and labor rights. He has testified before the U.S. International Trade Commission on the court FTA. We're very pleased to have him here. He'll be followed by, I'm going to give the introduction to Jeff Schott, whom all of you, I think, are very familiar with. But Jeff is with the Senior Fellow at the Peterson Institute for International Economics, where he works on international trade policy and economic sanctions. You all know that he previously was with the U.S. Treasury Department and working in international trade and policy, in energy policy. And since January of 2003, Jeff has been a member of the Trade and Environment Policy Advisory Committee for the U.S. government. So let me turn now the floor over to Doug for him.
Does this work? Can I sit in here?
Yes.
Okay.
Take that back. Yes, that's fine. Take that away from you. Take that back as well.
Right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming, and thank you to the Korean Economic Institute for inviting me here.